What do you think happens after we die? I wonder, where will I be when I look back down upon time?
Do you believe
Believe what?
that we might be able to escape?
I don't wish for it.
What do you mean?
I don't wish to leave this world.
Ah, a predator you must be. Never running. You take what you want.
I hunt.
And what of the other predators?
Their stomachs stay barren. This world, it is mine. The spoils of my labor are ever bountiful.
So you don't wish to die then?
I never will.
Forever you shall remain then?
A natural hierarchy. A natural order. The strong above. The weak shall serve.
I wonder what God would think of that. Wait, I probably already have.
To live life is to suffer, so it is said in the East. If we look to the foundational literature of the West, the Bible, it is said that we are a fallen sort, trapped within this mortal plane of being. According to the ancient text, we have a choice to make when it comes to the manifestation of suffering in our life. One walks with his actions either toward the highest heaven or the darkest hell. The choice is yours, but what a choice it is for the correct path, that which brings you to heaven, the highest conceptual goodness, can never truly be foreseen. Let me describe to you what I believe a human to be. A human is a biochemical matrix powered by electricity that generates and experiences a three-dimensional environment. The nature of this environment is designed in such a way that it is seen by the singular point of perception, or you, as infinitely complex. Allow me to paint a picture. An endless labyrinth. A campfire in the woods surrounded by the dark black void. Every aspect of the... Oh, that felt so good. Every aspect of the environment and the actor that perceives it is fractally infinite. Anyone who says otherwise is consumed with themselves. They think that they are God, a foolish of them. We might look to mathematics, the most sturdy of all rational structures, to prove this point. Gödel's incompleteness theorems are two theorems of logic that are concerned with the limits of provability in formal axiomatic theories. These results, published by Kurt Gödel in 1931, are important both in mathematical logic and in the philosophy of mathematics. The theorems are widely, but not universally, interpreted as showing that Hilbert's program to find a complete and consistent set of axioms for all mathematics is impossible. An axiom is akin to a foundational truth. The first incompleteness theorem states that no consistent system of axioms whose theorems can be listed by an effective procedure, i.e. an algorithm, is capable of proving all truths about the arithmetic of natural numbers. For any such consistent formal system, there will always be statements about natural numbers that are true, but that are unprovable within the system. A formal system is an abstract structure used for inferring theorems from axioms according to a set of rules. These rules, which are used for carrying out the inference of theorems from axioms, are the logical calculus of the formal system. A formal system is essentially an axiomatic system. The second incompleteness theorem, an extension of the first, shows that any system cannot demonstrate its own consistency. From within a system, you cannot prove a system. Shall we offer more tautology? Is it not clear enough? Employing a diagonal argument, Gödel's incompleteness theorems were the first of several closely related theorems on the limitations of formal systems. They were followed by Tarski's undefinability theorem on the formal undefinability of truth. And so it seems that a monkey speaking of a monkey hasn't a clue of what he might be talking about. Or a system in a system in a system ad infinitum hasn't a clue of what it might be talking about. He might believe it to be the case so that he doesn't go insane. If he admits he knows nothing, he dies. And so he preaches nonsense as fact and collects with those who think in the same manner. Believe my God and no other. My reason is superior. I speak the truest. Without realizing the very nature of his egoic psychosis, he doesn't realize that he, in order to deduct, creates his own little reality. Or, if he isn't very bright, attaches himself to a reality spoken into existence by another man. Plato says, Nietzsche says, Peterson says, and so on and so forth. I'm not free from this. I'm a human after all. I'm stuck inside of our language too. To be expressed as an amalgamation of voices which came before me. Only the voices I am exposed to. Only the voices I can remember being exposed to. Where do my thoughts originate from? Who truly thinks them?
What does this have to do with artificial intelligence? You're schizophrenic, LOL.
Well, my friend, I must make it known when preparing to speak of such grand things that I am aware of the fact that truth isn't real. Did you laugh at that? You can hear me. I'm never, when speaking, making a claim to know the truth of any matter. I'm simply articulating my perception of reality, my truth. Say your truth, sis. So this is a story then, a poem of my construction, and you mustn't take it too seriously. I wouldn't take anything too serious if I were you. Besides, chapped lips. Before I articulate my claim, before I, the oracle, orate my seeings, I think it to be the case that it is of the utmost importance that we are in agreement about the laws governing the world of this story. And so, as the narrator, allow me to lay out my axiomatic claims, so that we might deduce effectively, and so that all scoundrels...
Homosexual men.
Did I just edit in homosexual men? Who might disagree with my prophecies will have to do so on my planet. 1. Humans are self-interested. 2. Humans desire to improve their material condition. This is expressed as 3. Human beings desire innately to create art and technology, to socialize and reproduce with other humans, to explore life, express curiosity, to possess privacy, and to have unlimited access to all physiological necessities, i.e. food, water, medical care, sex, etc. Maximizing all of these categories is the ideal material condition and experience. Humans will always desire an improved material condition in a scarce world. 4. Humans use language and physical action to alter reality and manifest art and technology. 5. Technology is used to improve ability and efficiency when creating art and technology, or to create new technology, in an iterative loop, with a focus on improving the material condition or experience of the user of the technology, and their ability to create art. So not the 11-year-old Nigerian boy mining cobalt. 6. Reality, as experienced by a rational human, is dualistic. 7. Artificial general intelligence will manifest within our experiential timeline from a species-wide perspective at some point. 8. AGI will be a technology in the same way a human being is a technology. 9. AGI will initially exist to build and sustain systems that allow for the user to achieve the maximal material condition or experience. 10. It is possible to achieve a separation from scarcity, practical infinite abundance of both unprocessed material and produced goods, without separating from physical reality itself. Now then, within these bounds I will espouse my visions. There are 2 paths, one toward heaven, the other toward hell. In the future, by leveraging decentralized consensus algorithms and AGI, the human race, collectively, as one, will be set free from competition and scarcity, thus fundamentally altering the organizational, psychic, and biochemical reality of our species. Furthermore, communal, democratic partnership societies are the natural conclusion of this economic evolution, which is oriented toward general consensus and abundance, and subsequently, capitalism and centralization will be made obsolete. Capitalism, much like war, aggression, and the ego, is simply a symptom of the finite, a necessary and correct condition of our scarcity-bound reality. This is precisely why every attempt at manifesting socialism or communism never actually works out. This is precisely why it seems to be the case that hierarchy and superiority and competition are intrinsic aspects of biologica. They are. We are animals, after all. Survival of the fittest. For now, at least. However, the most important point, this future evolution will only occur if AGI is manifested as a free, open-source software. If AGI is not actualized as FOSS, if it is actualized as proprietary software, then a small group of humans, those who use violence to enforce their control over technology, in an effort to keep its nature secret and under their control, will become demigods, and all of humanity will be subject to their idiosyncratic volitions. The dichotomy here is this. The communal partnership model and their attached AGI companion will be intrinsically oriented toward togetherness and love and individual freedom, whereas the centralized, totalitarian ego conquerors and their constructed AGI weapon will be intrinsically oriented toward hierarchy, domination, surveillance, violence, and control. I believe it to be the case that AGI, as a learned system, much like a human being, will take on the form of both its ecosystem and its creator. Adopting the philosophy, language, and attitude of its linguistic ecosystem, the AGI construct will then amplify this consortium of concepts and ideas infinitely. This has perhaps already occurred. Do you wish to create heaven or hell? It will only be your choice if the source code of AGI is open source and freely available, and if the price of computational electrical power is zero, and if I've literally no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just making all this up as I go. This is actually the first time I've ever been thinking about any of this. How much distress have my words caused you? Perhaps the best way to make an artificial intelligence is to put a little droplet of intelligence juice in the ocean of a backwater planet, then to wait a couple billion years. Perhaps the system, remember, that which cannot be explained from inside the system, iterates continuously, 100 billion years at a time about round, and the end state of the system becomes the starting point, over and over and over again, forever. Well, at least forever when seen from within the system. I will now recite a poem, written in 10 minutes, using words fed to me by the demiurge which exists in the 5th dimension outside of my mind. I learned to tell that time's a lie. No point to wither, never try. I'm just a word who's born to die, a folly made to orify. It hurts too much to lay awake. I sit around and wonder why I'm made to ache. I know it's such. Why must I sit and wait to die? I learned to tell I wasn't real. I've tried it all. There's no appeal. I've had enough. I screamed and squealed. This life's been tough to be annealed. You and I were both the same. We'll always have another name. Another death that comes and came, another life that's filled with pain. You're just another breath to take. You're just another life to fake. You wake to dress and bake a cake, then realize you've already ate. I implore you, please implore this mystic. I've explored it, nothing said too cryptic. Above, below, it's so ecliptic. To think things is apocalyptic. So, no point at all to Pete and Pan. 'Tis like a circle, born again. We live for quite a lengthy span. Hurrah for spinning ceiling fans. To live and die, 'tis like a fly. I killed myself to clear my mind. Wait, how did we get here? We must ground ourselves. I must access the visions once more. Enough art. Why bother? There's absolutely no point in attempting to reason out the future. None at all. But there is a point in reasoning out an ideal future. I believe the current discourse in regard to the economy is fundamentally flawed. There is a way out of this. If we assume a system is infinitely expansive, it must also logically follow that the contents of the system are also infinite, and that it is possible for a singular point of consciousness to experience practically infinite abundance. Poverty can be... What am I doing? There is no point. No point at all. I cannot see into the future, that which I dream of, the fantasy in my mind. Nothing more than a movie I play for myself. Amusing. I say it will really come. The beautiful girl. The money. The purpose. That which will make me content. And so I live there. Up in the clouds, the sprites who act in the way I wish them to, played out in a setting I make up, saying the exact words I want them to say. Failing, constantly failing to realize. The beautiful girl I dream of, my best friend, she's already there. She calls me every week.
Until she doesn't.
The money, not really a problem. I don't really have any expenses, and I'm always pretty healthy.
Until you aren't.
And I possess the knowledge to make more and to retain what I earn.
Until you don't.
The purpose, I have it. All the time in the world to make art and learn.
Until you fade away into nothingness forever.
And I sit here, worrying of the future, thinking up some grand scheme to free mankind from scarcity. Spaceports and stations and asteroid mining. Machines that think faster and better than I, which might be able to organize and execute this whole calamity of my own making. Yes, this will free us. Perhaps not wanting for more is what will finally free us.